The woke liberal scourge of America has moved to Ireland, has immigrated to Ireland. Rosie O'Donnell was on the Late Late Show last night talking about Donald Trump, how her hatred for Donald Trump, the little beef that she had with Donald Trump, and moving to Ireland. Unfortunately, we have to deal with her as well. And bear in mind, I think that this is all set up, guys. There is no reason why the whole of America, the whole of Europe is moving more right-leaning, and then all of a sudden Ireland is still moving progressively left, still on this liberal, weird, woke, Marxist sort of ideology, and now we have Rosie O'Donnell, the king of the ideology, moving to Ireland and being promoted on the Late Late Show. It's all a setup. This is all planned by the establishment. Write that one in stone. America didn't want her. Men didn't want her. That's why she turned to women. And of course, we're telling you right now, Ireland does not want Rosie O'Donnell. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to see exactly what she says in this interview. This interview is going to go crazy. Let's hear it.
Not here as a visitor, you're here for the long haul, you're applying for citizenship.
Oh no.
What made you up sticks from the States and join us?
Well, there's the President of the United States that has it out for me and has for 20 years when I told the truth about him on a program called The View, where it was my job to talk about pop culture, politics, and I mentioned his bankruptcies, and I mentioned all of the sexual assault charges, and I mentioned that he was not, in fact, the businessman that everyone thinks he is because of the show The Apprentice, where they sold a bunch of lies to America for over 10 years, and half of America believed it. And so he was very angry, to say the least.
Yes.
And he hasn't let it go, and he sort of uses me as a punchline whenever he feels the need.
Yeah, so Donald Trump actually, in a presidential debate, actually called her a pig, actually called her a bunch of derogatory names, which is kind of funny, but she's a very hateful woman, filled with hate. For those who don't know, she's like an American talk show host. Okay, we wouldn't know who she is in Europe. I don't really know who she is personally. Complete nobody. She's like in her 70s now, still bitter, still angry, still liberal, Marxist leaning, and very woke, guys. Just really pushing that ideology. And Donald Trump, of course, amazing businessman. If there's one thing you can't deny about Trumpo, is that he wrote The Art of the Deal. One of the best businessmen in the world, sold billions with New York real estate. I mean, the biggest real estate agent probably in the world. Unbelievable, investor. He's worth literally 10 billion, probably more right now. He's a genius, guys, with business. If that's the only one thing you have to critique him on, that's definitely what you cannot critique him on, is business, guys. And The View, for those who don't know, The View is a super liberal, weirdo show as well. Everybody hates The View. It's gotten zero reviews, guys. It is horrendous. The markings and the actual cascade influx of people talking bad about The View has been, tenfold over the last 5 years. So.
Well, you say he uses, you as a punchline. He was meeting the Taoiseach,
yes.
Micheál Martin, in the Oval Office last week. You're over here, kind of minding your own business.
Yes.
And this happens.
Ireland is known for very happy, fun-loving people. Great attitude, many in this room right now that I've met. Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland? I think she's going to lower your happiness level.
It's true. Thank you. I like that question. Do you know you have Rosie O'Donnell? Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is?
Yeah. I'm joking.
You're better off not knowing.
President Trump.
Yeah, I mean, she's a complete nobody. Like, if the Taoiseach doesn't even know who she is, I mean, she may be like an American star, but like, she's not worldwide. So.
Yeah, there it is. There he is in all his glory.
How does it feel watching that?
Very, very surreal, I have to tell you. He's been doing it for 2 decades, and I'm still not used to it every time he does. But, I felt very troubled that they put the Taoiseach in that position and didn't treat him with the respect that a leader of that kind deserves when they're visiting the White House. And I wrote the Taoiseach with a little note, apology to his email, and got a note back that they had received it and thanked me. But I just wanted him to know the history and what happened and why he seems to be out to get me in ways that are startling to most.
You stuck out the last Trump presidency. What's different about this one for you that made you realise you're out?
Well, right away was the problem with Project 2025, which the Heritage Foundation put out, and it detailed what they wanted to do. And I felt that anyone who read that would not be able to sleep as an American.
What type of stuff was in that?
Well, gutting all of the social programs, as he has been doing.
Absolutely. That's one of the best things he's been doing. Him and Elon Musk have gutted the social programs. DEI is dead. We love it. Praise the Lord. Everything, every woke, liberal, weirdo agenda is done for. We love to see it, guys. No more surgeries for squirrels in Tanzania. Okay, no more spending of ludicrous money on these woke weirdo programs. I think they spent, what was it, 10 billion or something on a comic book in Cuba to promote, sort of this ideology in Cuban schools. Like, what the hell? I mean, this is the best thing that's ever happened in American history ever. Apart from obviously, a few other things. But this year, oh yeah, unbelievable. Elon Musk and Trump have just brought back, this sort of American, cut back on the spending completely. It's amazing to see.
Just the other day, he disbanded the Department of Education.
Good.
And I have a child who has autism, and that child will be denied services, and many, many autistic children, because the funding for these programs for special needs children comes from the federal government as well as the states.
She's being disingenuous. She will be able to get that funding, and also she's worth millions. She'll be able to get that funding. She is being disingenuous and lying.
And it's going to be disastrous for children on the spectrum.
No, it's not.
And that was terrifying. But the biggest reason that it was different than the first time he was in office is because of the Supreme Court giving him ultimate power, the powers of a king or a monarch. And that's not what the United States is all about. And it's a terrifying prospect. And in fact, what has happened since he's taken office has been terrifying, I think.
No. Okay, he didn't got given the Supreme Court justice like a monarch, like a king. She's being, again, lying, intellectually dishonest, disingenuous, because they won the three sectors of government, right? They won the House, they won all the Republican, basically, the right, okay, won everything this time round. They won the flipping, the whole Congress, they won everything, guys, because the way America is leaning, America legends, they're all legends. The people that run America, we talk about how, Ireland, great people here. Well, if we're so smart and so great, why do we keep voting in stupid people into government? I would say American people are much smarter than a lot of European countries, okay? But they like to hate on America, and they like to hate on the Americans because, maybe they don't know geography that well or whatever. But, guys, they voted in the greatest government ever. They voted in these amazing governments, RFK to reform health, Trump to get rid of the spending, Elon Musk to get rid of spending, Trump to get rid of this. So, yeah, completely ludicrous to say that he was given power by the king, like a king, is just stupid, guys. This is ridiculous.
For the world, and definitely for the United States of America.
A lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you accept their right to do that and their opinion of him?
Well, I respect their right to do that. I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet.
So yeah, I would say that Elon Musk doesn't run the internet. He runs one platform, which is X, previously known as Twitter. And Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, but he didn't he funded, what was it, 300 million to Trump. Trump is worth billions anyways. It doesn't even matter to Trump. So the money doesn't really matter. The influence of American people, they're starting to be more switched on. 1776, do your history, guys. They don't want bullshit in their country. Americans don't want this persecution. They don't want laws and persecution. They left Ireland and England and flipping Europe because they didn't want persecution from the Europeans. That's why they formed this great country, the USA, baby. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Like, people that do your history. This woke left-leaning stuff is not what Americans want, guys. They don't want this shit. To a certain extent, you can have some, certain things as, the Democrats and the Republicans right there, but they don't want this crazy left all the time, pushed down their flipping throats nonstop.
So I would hope that would be investigated, and that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else that happened on election night in America when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her, and Donald Trump was not able to do that. So it's curious to me, and as an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to look at all of the reasons why this happened in our country.
So she's suggesting there that there was election fraud, which is, again, stupid. What is she talking about? These people are just not actually intelligent. How would there be election fraud? There's never been election fraud ever. And when Trump didn't get elected in 2020, I didn't say there was election fraud. I know a lot of people said that there was votes coming in from different states. That was a little bit different as well. This was like completely above board. It was like millions. What was it? 75 million, 79 million Americans voted for Trump. No, guys, no. Election fraud, come on. This is, again, a really thin sort of narrative that she's trying to push.
Country.
How do you think America has changed in the months since he's been elected?
Let me answer that one first. It's changed amazingly.
Well, if you talk to any Americans, they're all in shock, or at least the ones that I know. I will have to say I don't really have many people in my life that support him. I don't really understand how people could support a convicted felon and a man who has had so many charges against him and has the moral compass of a teenage boy. And it's heartbreaking, I think, to most of the people in America, and they're slowly waking. They're slowly waking to realize the cuts that he's making are not only going to affect the left-wing liberals that are woke, that they are afraid of and despise.
She's talking about herself there, you know what I'm saying? When she says left-leaning, woke liberals, she's talking about herself right there. And I speak to many Americans online. I have a lot of friends as well, you know, shout out my friends as well. Some people from Maine, okay, I have a friend from Maine. They absolutely love it, okay? These are masculine men. The people that actually, you know, women as well, his wife, his girlfriend that I know, they're all loving Trump. So she's lying. If half the country voted for him, how would everyone that she knows, maybe in like her woke little California little place that she lives or wherever, you know, maybe there they don't like her, but didn't they win? Like, he won like every state. Like, come on, no, this is ridiculous.
When, as Jane Fonda said recently, being woke means you care about other people, and that's really all that it means.
Aww.
Conor McGregor ended up in the Oval Office this week. What do you think that says about the state of US politics?
It's very depressing.
Oh.
And it seems very strange to me that the President of the United States has so many friends who are sexual abusers.
Oh, come off it. Come off it.
Why do you think...
So, for those who don't know, when you're in a live studio, they actually put up on a big plaque, like a sort of illuminated screen, clap now, and they were just told, Late Late Show, run by the mainstream media, run by the government, all propaganda based. Clap now. So when she says this stupid BS, all the mindless drones, all the sheep that are in the audience that are paid to be there, let's clap for this, because they don't have any, you know, internal dialogue. Like, actually start thinking. Irish people need to wake up, dude. Wake up, man. Stop being such damn sheep. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
What do you think it says about the state of US politics that kind of interaction between, you know, Conor McGregor turning up and being welcomed at the White House and everything being normal? What do you think that says?
Well, I think it says that we're in trouble. It says that we're in trouble. Basically, the foundation of our country is a melting pot of people, all created equal, and that they are to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what we're promised as Americans. And to think that cruelty and lack of empathy is a value that is sprouted from the highest office in our country is overwhelmingly sad to me personally, and it felt like way too much to take for me as well, emotionally.
It has to...
What? This lady, is she trying to make it a racial thing? Like, what the hell is she talking about? They just had Black History Month at the White House. Phil Heath, the flippin', you know, the bodybuilder, he was there. Like, all these legendary black athletes. What is she talking about? Oh, come on, man. This is just like straight propaganda. People not even, this is just ridiculous. People have to see through this, lads. Come on. She's trying to make it a racial thing, really? Come on, come on. How many different, you know, zones has she tried to attack him from? It's just ridiculous.
Taking a toll on you.
Oh my gosh, it has. I feel on the verge of crying when I was there, when he got elected. I luckily had a plan with my therapist. Hope she's watching. Hi, Ann. And
I bet she's on a lot of drugs and a lot of therapy. I bet she's on that stuff for sure, guys. We know. Cuckoo.
I said to her, should he be elected, which none of us thought was going to happen, I need a plan. And the plan was always and only Ireland. My grandparents are from here, and I grew up, I like Conan, who I saw on your show the other time, I'm 100% Irish on my 23andMe. So there was.
Did she just compare herself to the legend Conan O'Brien? I want to love like those Irish Americans. Conan O'Brien, RFK Jr., JFK. There's so many legendary Irish Americans. One guy was telling me in the comments all the legendary baseballers in the early days were Irish. You know, the firefighters, you know, the policemen. I'm sick of the demoralization, guys. This is just straight nonsense, man. And I mean, we don't want to claim her. Oh my God.
There was no option. It's not like people said, why didn't you go to Italy or France? I'm like, because I'm Irish. So I went to Ireland.
No.
And
no. She was paid to come here by the NGOs and the establishment to push the left-wing Marxist liberal. And actually, I don't mean to say left-wing. I actually don't hate on the left-wing. Like I said, it's a liberal agenda. Just, I have to clarify that because I said that a lot of times in the comments. Okay?
I have to tell you that it's really felt like home since I've been here.
Is there any part of you that maybe feels you should be back there and fighting against some of the stuff that you do disagree with?
Yes, a large part of me does that, and that's really what I've done my whole career. I've stood up for civil rights and gay rights and women's rights my whole life, and so it's in me to stand up and protest and fight. But I have an autistic child, and
nobody's against autistic people, nobody's against gay rights, nobody's against any rights that she's just talked about there. She's trying to say that all these three sectors that she just talked about are against the Trump narrative. No, it's not. Nobody's against the gay, any of this stuff, guys. You know, nobody's against that stuff. Like, she's just conflicting, she's making false correlations right there.
That autistic child should not have to live in a place where our safety is compromised.
Come on.
And where they have to worry about strangers coming up to us in stores and commenting on my opinion of Trump, or, you know, his followers are sometimes as uncouth as he. And it's not fair to my daughter, and I wanted to make sure that they would be calm, and I would be calm enough to be their parents, because that's what my child needs, is mom in control and calm and not absolutely overwhelmed by the state of the world. But I will tell you, national and international crises have always had an effect on me since I was a child watching TV, and the Vietnam War was broadcast live.
Yeah, she didn't go and fight in the Vietnam War, though. That's for damn sure, guys. I can't take much more of this. I'm going to leave it right there, guys, because I don't know what she's going to be saying next, but it just seems like a complete NGO, you know, pushed by the flipping mainstream media. Keelty as well is just playing up to it as well. Keelty, by the way, got roasted by Piers Morgan, another Irishman. I believe Piers Morgan's parents are from Galway. So yeah, Piers Morgan got roasted by Keelty a few months ago. It was beautiful to see, because, you know, I don't think that Keelty believes this stuff. I don't think that any of these people believe a lot of this stuff. They're just paid to say it. If you're paid a lot of money, guys, you'll say anything. Not me. I keep it 100% real. I love you all. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I personally did not enjoy making that video, but it's just ridiculous to break down their arguments. She thinks that people are against women's rights. She thinks that people are against autistic people. I mean, that is so absurd to say, guys. It's not even real life. I don't even know where she gets off talking about stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. If you guys enjoy my content and want to keep me pushing back against the mainstream, make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Tell me where you guys are from, watching from. Check out my new merch as well. And yeah, man, we're going to be putting out these videos every single day. Don't forget, every single day at 6 o'clock in the evening, we're going to be putting out a political video for the next 4 years minimum, because, you know, what's happening in the last 4 years was just outrageous and has to be talked about. I love you all. Stay free. And I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.